Good morning and welcome to a Super Friday edition of TVC Breakfast. My name is Etoma Edu.
Thank God it's Friday. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Veronica Danny Boy.
Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome. This is TVC Breakfast and I am Nelson Eta.
I love the way you do that.
Good to be here.
Nelson Eta. Sing song.
It's a Friday.
Of course, you're excited. It's a Friday because you've been counting down. Anyway, like we have said, we have an array of issues we'll be looking at, talking about local government, their impact on our democracy, how far have we come. We're feeling their impact at the grassroots and all of it. And then we're also going to look at other stories. Definitely, we are going to look at stories on the front pages of the newspapers, as well as stories that are trending now. Then let's begin from here, where the government has revealed that more than 700 people remain missing in the aftermath of the flood disaster in Mokwa, with over 260 bodies recovered. Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba stated this during a condolence visit from a Catholic university. Chanami Bami has details in this report.
The aftermath of the devastating Mokwa flood in Niger State continues to unfold, with the government declaring over 700 persons still unaccounted for. So far, 260 bodies were recovered by the locals, yet many more victims are still in search of their loved ones weeks after the flood.
In a house, 11 people are missing. In a house again, of mine, in a house again, 7 people are missing. So we are calculating almost 20-something people missing in the house. They are not seen up to now. We only see only 4 or 5 of them present.
Ni kicin iyali na ko yaro guda ban rasa ba, amma makwabta na gaba ɗayan su sai dai da hali wasu ma bamu gansu ba har yanzu.
Deputy Governor of Niger State Yakubu Garba, while receiving a delegation from Veritas University on a condolence visit to the Niger State government, described the flood as a national disaster, as indigents of at least 15 different states were affected.
Disasters. Some people did not understand it. They only assume because it happens in Niger State, then, or in Mokwa local government. If you take vividly the statistics, hardly you will not have up to 15 and above states, indigents that were lost in that flood disaster. I don't want to cut it because I don't have the facts of indigenship, but I can say the non-indigents that were affected are even more than the indigents.
In a show of solidarity, the Veritas University presented mattresses and other non-food items to support the victims. The Dean of the Faculty of Education, who led the delegation, said the gesture is part of the university's commitment to humanitarian service.
And our sense of togetherness. We have students from Niger who are indigenous and those who are residing here. And some of our students, their family too, are affected. And not only them, we know that the flood also extended and even led to one of our priests losing his life.
The Deputy Governor also announced that preparations are almost complete to begin disbursement of funds to displaced persons to help them secure temporary accommodation. Chenemi Bameyi, TVC News, Mina.
A really sad one there, guys. This matter, like the Deputy Governor said, it was a national disaster. How it is that persons from 15 states were amongst those who were affected, or who were victims of the flood. And it was also reported that 2 decomposing bodies were recovered, and about 500 persons are still missing, or more are still missing, unaccounted for as it is. It's sad. The people are still trying to pick the pieces of their lives, but how they'll gain closure at the end of the day with regarding to this matter, whatever anyone is doing, it might take a while, because a lot of persons, someone there said he lost 11 persons from his family, another person he knows lost 11 persons. I mean, it's a lot already.
It is so much. It is so much. I don't think the Mokwa incident is going to get off our memories very soon. And it has actually changed the face of Niger State, especially that Mokwa area. Yes. You know, things are not the way they used to be. The town has a stench that wasn't there before, unfortunately. Unfortunately, very annoying too. But it is a flood. It's not a terrorist attack or something like that. So it's nature. You really do not know who to hold responsible. So when you were talking about closure, I said, how do they get closure when it is a natural disaster that happened? You know, everybody right now would absolve himself of culpability here or there. But I know that Mokwa, I think Anambra, Enugu, and some other states have been designated gully erosion sites, you know, and there have been some kind of financial interventions that's been going on. Even the governor of Niger State said he received $10 million some months before this, you know. So where is it? Are we going to look towards the government for closure, or we're going to look toward inwards for closure? That is the biggest question for me.
It's a big question. Yes, we have seen intervention from governments. We've seen solidarity visits. We've seen even the state governor speak about this matter. But talking about closure is beyond all of that. These people need to be resettled in such a way that they do not feel the pains so much. Yes, the pain is there, but they can still have a sense of being attached to something they once had.
Absolutely. You know, Veronica, Etoba, what those people are going through in Niger State is what I would describe as nightmarish. It's not something you would want to experience in any way. I don't wish my enemy any, you know, an incident like this. But for me, Veronica, I'm not really concerned about the intervention of this. I mean, I'm not saying the government shouldn't intervene or any other person shouldn't intervene. I'm looking at, is there something we can do to even stop this from happening? Because this is not the first time this is happening.
Absolutely.
Today is Mokwa, another day is someplace else, another day is someplace else. Don't we have, should I use the word, disaster intelligence to say that these areas would be, you know, prone to this, and this is the level it is going to happen?
We got information from NIMET several times about this.
And then we need to begin to evacuate or move people from here to there. Some long-term preventive measures should be in place before we come to hand. We are talking about people, many persons have died, properties have been lost. How long can we keep counting this across different states? I mean, it's not like a show. It happened in Borno State. So we can't continue like this.
Natural disasters, I think that we haven't done too well with addressing
and
handling it. I recall that sometime 2 or 3 weeks ago on the papers, we saw stories of where some persons were being told to leave, evacuate where they were. That's in Bayelsa. And they said, no, they want intervention, but they would rather stay back, talking about how they are attached to their ancestral lands and all of it. We understand.
We remember that, yes.
They were building buffers, building things that will stop them.
You said, no matter how much you build, when the water comes.
Yeah, you recall that several times that when we see the flood in Bayelsa, for instance, houses are submerged totally into the flood.
That's right.
So it's beyond, we need to create awareness for the people. And the people need to trust government. And government needs to have put concrete plans on the ground for these people or places where these people can move to, because you cannot just leave a place and say, evacuate. Where do they go to? So government and the people need to work hand in glove. That's the perspective I see it. And so the people need to work with government now to look at having concrete solutions to addressing these kinds of things.
But you see, these things are driven by government first. If government stops being reactive and becomes proactive, they would have made provisions for an alternative place in case of natural disaster for each community that's prone to it. Talking about information exists. And information has been given. You know, warnings are given like 2-3 weeks to the time, and there are designated areas where this kind of disasters are prone that has been passed across to the people. So if the government will be proactive, you know, it will be better.
Too short a time.
No, that's for a particular one. Okay. I'm talking about, for example, we are talking about, because of our time. Bayelsa, you look for a place and say, in case it happens, this is where they'll go, and educate the people.
I agree. I agree with you, gentlemen, that the state government and the federal need to ensure that they take the center stage in regards to addressing these matters. They need to set up places for these people to move to. And our heart goes out to the people in Mokwa who are affected by this. We hope that God continues to strengthen you all.